and welcome back to Hi Ho Studios. I'm here in the cave today with Richard and Carl, our usual suspects on the podcast.
Hello.
Hey guys.
Hello, Janet.
Good to see you in your matching green. Looking good. Looking smart.
Not that matchy.
Yeah.
It's green.
Okay.
Guys, today we are going to be talking about how to record a podcast.
Or you press the button.
Yeah, but specifically, what is the best practice in terms of getting content at scale? So multiple episodes. How do we go about doing that?
How do you do it without burning yourself out?
Yeah. How do
Okay.
we do it sans the hustle?
So you batch recording them or like sort of ad hoc recording them is what you mean?
I don't know.
Okay, so Janet, there's two ways to go about this.
Okay.
Batch recording.
Teach me.
Batch recording is obviously when you record more than one episode in a day. Right? So very useful for content that's not current or that's
Okay.
not going to age very quickly.
Mm.
Okay. So if it's not current affairs,
Not current
you can
affairs.
pre-record.
Yeah, not commentary on the latest Apple phone release.
Okay.
Or news.
Or
News.
news.
Okay.
So then you can, with quite a lot of ease, manage to shoot all your content 1 day a month.
One
Right.
day a month.
Yeah, one
How
day.
many episodes can I do in a day?
Well, it depends on what you're shooting,
Okay.
but if you're doing, say, a podcast a week, let's start there, which is
Okay.
an average. You're doing one episode a week. It's, say, a maximum of an hour long kind of content.
Mm.
You could quite easily shoot that in a day, four to five episodes in a day.
Okay.
So why not do that? Set everything up once,
Mm,
come in, knock out the content,
mm.
send it to edit to work all together, because that's also faster
Right.
than if you did it once a week, set everything up 4 or 5 times, send it to editor 4 or 5 times
In a month.
in a month.
Yeah.
There's a lot of wasted energy there.
Mm.
But
That sounds like wasted cost.
yeah, wasted cost.
Mm.
But if you're doing stuff that is imperative it gets out now,
Yeah.
you've got to do it on the fly.
So back to the current affairs stuff.
Yeah.
So if it's happening now and you want to comment on it right now, you can't pre-record.
Yeah.
Well, maybe pre-record's the wrong term. You can't record last month for this month.
No, it'll be old news by the time it
You
goes
can't,
out.
you can't
Yeah.
really batch record a whole bunch.
And in my opinion, leave the news to the journalists. But yeah, if you're commenting on the latest release of some technology, iPhone,
Yeah.
if you leave your release or publish 2-3 weeks later, your hit rate is going to go down through the
Right.
floorboards, right?
Right.
Because everybody else has done it already within an hour.
We feel that we need to pre-record our content so long as it isn't associated with current affairs and thus won't age well. I've also seen podcasters do this really cool thing where they have a mix. So you can actually see where there's an episode that has been prepared, it's well produced, it's got a great guest on it, a lot of thought has gone into it. And then in amongst that are shorts. Almost, I want to call them like the voice note of a podcast. Something that is a little bit more off the cuff. And potentially that's where you could slot in your commentary if it is something to do with something that's more current.
Yeah.
Thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think it's a great marketing tool to do the shorts in between. So that's much easier to execute. And I suppose it's going to revolve a lot around your lifestyle
Yeah.
and what you're comfortable doing. And if you're a business producing a podcast,
Yes.
it's going to revolve around how quickly can we turn around an approval
Yes.
for a topic.
And get the right people on the podcast.
Yeah, and schedules.
Yes.
So I
Yeah.
think you have to do what works for you. But yeah, make it regular enough that you don't run out of content. Don't try
Yes.
to do a whole year's worth of content in a day.
No, impossible.
We've tried.
Well, I think at the very least you should have 2 or 3 episodes in the bank. Because if you are recording everything
Yes.
on the fly, and you're sick for a week or something,
Yeah.
then your whole schedule flies out the window. But I also think when you are batch filming them, it's not for everyone. It's a long day.
Mm-hmm.
You could do a half day.
What's your bandwidth like?
Yeah.
Are you able to talk
Yes.
and be engaging and not slowly
Yes.
start checking out?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if batch, but just
Within,
Be reasonable.
within what
Within-
works for you.
yeah.
Yeah.
And we've had the situation where we batch recording a show, but then something happens that's current affairs that affects that business and makes the
The following
content
eps.
not
Irrelevant.
maybe as
Yeah.
relevant. They want to speak to
Yes.
something, and then you quickly go into the studio,
Yeah.
you organize it, you pull out an episode quickly, and then you've still got the others banked for
Right.
later.
Right.
But you can still change it. It's not like traditional linear TV broadcast schedule where we would need massive approvals to do
Right.
something crazy like that. We own our channels.
Yeah.
We can do what we want. As long as you don't leave your audience behind, it's fine.
So I think that since mostly we're talking about businesses building podcasts here, I think there's a lot of practicalities that have to be considered. The biggest one is scheduling.
Yeah.
So although the studio is flexible and it's available for people to book and come and shoot their content, magic. That's not our problem. Our problem is actually getting people here, scheduling the executives, scheduling the guests, getting people actually around the table is where the challenge comes.
Yeah.
Rich, I don't know, what are your thoughts on how to do that well?
Well, then I think that the batch recording is the easiest way to do it.
Okay.
Because you can plan in advance.
Yes.
You can get everyone to book half a day off. If it's all ad hoc and you've got 4 different people to try and organize, it's
Yes.
chaos.
Well, you can't do that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think the batching is probably the easiest way. And also from a business perspective, batching is cheaper.
Yeah.
It's a mission. I mean, our set is quite elaborate, but it's a mission to set up a set and set up the lights and everything like that. So if
Yes.
you're doing it constantly,
Yes.
it takes longer and thus costs more. If you have it set up and you come in and you bang out a whole bunch of episodes, it's cheaper and easier.
And again, if we've got very busy people that you are hoping to put around the table, they are not going to love it if they have to wait for people to get the set ready,
Ready every
waiting
time.
for the lighting. They really need to be able to come in, sit down, have their recording happen, and then leave.
It's also more consistent, I think. There'll be a more
Absolutely.
consistency
Yeah.
in your episodes if it's set up once and
Yeah.
filmed.
Yeah, and you get into a groove.
I was
Yeah.
just about to say, Carl, my experience is that if every time you come back into the studio, you've kind of get yourself back into it.
Yeah.
And it's only after an hour or two of filming that you start relaxing. The conversation flows. It feels easier. You're not sweating quite so much. So, if you have to try and do this every week or once every 2 weeks or whatever the scenario is, it's onerous.
And health and mood and motivation and stuff strike on different days. And, so it's
Yeah.
nice to get in that zone
Yes.
and do it.
Yeah, and if you're just doing it ad hoc, my immediate concern is going to be, okay, December's coming up. What happens in December in corporate land?
Very
Leave.
little
So if you haven't planned for episodes
that are going to go out in those weeks.
Yeah.
that are going to go out in those weeks, you might be in trouble.
Yeah.
So by pre-planning and batch recording, you can go, you know what, in August, September, October, November, we just need one extra episode in those
Each
months
time.
a week. And then January we can go back down to a more comfortable pace. And then we cover our December break. And we don't drop our audience
Yes.
just because we're taking leave.
So that, I think, is something that we haven't considered here. We're talking about the comfort of the people doing the recording. That's wonderful and obviously important, but the audience you're setting up expectations when you set up a podcast. So regularity has got to be part of what you are considering. And if you don't record an episode, it means you don't flight an episode, and then your audience is
That's what we
left
say,
hanging.
sort of have a couple in the bank. And if you're batching, you always will.
Yeah.
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 And this is the funny thing about audiences. You say you're publishing weekly and you skip one. what does the audience think? Oh, this
It's done.
podcast is dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, overs, good overs.
You just break the momentum. And
So, incredibly
Yes.
important. And
Yes.
to that point, don't just do one podcast as a test.
Right.
Sometimes brands come to us and they go, we want to test it out.
Okay. They do one episode?
And then you do one episode and you go, but guys, you can't measure.
Yeah.
Even in television, minimum 3 months before
Yeah.
you start seeing
Yeah.
what's happening.
Yeah.
There's none of this instant.
Yeah, well, brand awareness work is like a popularity contest. You've got to work at it.
Yeah.
We get clients that want to run ads, test it for a month. And you're like, no, you can't.
Yeah.
It is all about consistency and
Yes.
repetition.
Yes. I also think that, I don't consider myself special. I think much like everyone else who listens to certain podcasts religiously, when that episode is coming out.
Yeah.
You are ready for it. You look forward to it.
That's right.
And so if it's not there, what's happened? You're not thinking good things.
No.
You're thinking bad things. You're thinking, this has fallen over. It's gone sideways. Damn, it was nice. Let me find something else to listen to today. And then, guess what? You're hooked on something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And something else in your slot.
Yes.
So consistency, planning, batching really, really helps with that.
Right.
But consider who you are, who you're talking to, how often are you posting, and just make it manageable.
Yeah. Carl, another thing I want to go back to you mentioned earlier was ensuring that you didn't use up all your ideas and you try to make too many episodes and
Oh, you mean when you're
contents-
trying to do a whole year's worth of
yes,
content in a
exactly,
day?
in one go.
Yeah.
Let's talk about planning for content, because the thing that I hear the most, the first objection to podcasting as a channel for you to develop your brand and build brand credibility is, I don't have enough to say. I can't possibly have a podcast. And certainly if I did have a podcast, maybe it would be once a month, and that's pushing it. I mean, what do we say to that?
Well, from experience, I've been saying that, and I've been worried about that. And, I've been pleasantly surprised during the process that we can arrive, have a very, very rough topic to talk about, and talk about it
Yeah.
until Stefan says, guys, you're on this amount of time, just so
we
you
wrap
know.
it up
Yeah,
Please wrap it up.
And I'm like, really? I feel like it's been 5 minutes. So I think when you talk about stuff stuff you understand,
Yes.
it is easy, and you can take something that might seem like, oh, we're not going to be able to talk about that for any period of time. You actually can, because especially when there's 3 people, because we've all got slightly differing opinions and different things to offer.
Yeah.
And that comes back to one of our previous episodes where we spoke about the format of the show.
Right.
Yeah.
And go watch it if you haven't seen that one. But it's the format that we're doing is that, what do we call it?
Freeform.
Freeform.
Yeah.
So what that enables us to do is have an incredible depth in our topics. When people start running out of stuff, it's often in the scripted side.
Yes.
Because with
Because
scripted,
you've got 5 points, and then once you finish those 5 points, you're done, right?
yeah. So then people start pulling their hair out because they can't think of topics. So yeah, and
Scripting doesn't allow for any expansion on a topic.
no,
Well, it doesn't allow for the conversational element of me interrupting you or
Or
Carl
disagreeing.
thinking of a
Yeah.
question or disagreeing
yeah, and
Yes.
and especially when you prep your guests too much,
too hard, yeah.
you get very limited answers. We've done TV talk shows where a CEO will insist on the list of questions,
Right.
can only answer those questions.
But that's a comfort thing.
It's a comfort thing. It's a protection thing sometimes from an agent or whatever.
Yeah.
But what happens is they sit down in the chair and answer your question really practiced.
Yes.
And
It's very stiff.
there's no follow-up
No.
because you're not allowed to follow up.
Yeah.
So avoid that.
Yeah.
And you will have a lot of content
Yes.
to talk about. You'll be surprised once you get going how much you can talk about
Yeah.
the things you know about.
Yes. The thing that I love to use as a way to get people to think about how much they actually know, because that's really what it is. It's you have this doubt. You think to yourself, well, I mean, I understand what I do every day, and, I can only talk about that for so long, and surely people don't really care that much. I often remind people to think about their FAQs. Think about the things that you say so regularly, the things you say, like, I wish I had a rand for every time I answered this question. I'd be sitting on an island somewhere with a cocktail in my hand. Those are the things that you should write down as potential episode topic ideas.
Yeah.
It's the things that you are constantly asked. That tells me there's a need.
Yeah.
Okay, because again, we're doing this not to hear the sound of our voices. We're doing this to fulfill a need, to plug a knowledge gap, to try and share the information that we have. And so if you start by thinking about the things that people are asking you all the time, those are a great starting point. And like you say, from there, it just rolls.
Yeah. And one of the reasons it just rolls is because you've got an audience.
Right.
And your audience gives you feedback.
Yes.
Wink, wink. But from that, you will also start getting inquiries,
Yes.
comments,
Yes.
questions to clarify,
Yes.
or maybe some dumb comments, and you realize you have to qualify.
They clearly haven't understood.
Yes.
Maybe they haven't. Yes.
And that is absolutely invaluable. And if you ask me, that is why online content is thriving,
Right.
because there's a feedback loop.
Yes.
Me coming from the television side of things, Zippo feedback.
Yeah.
We get ratings
Yeah.
that we can draw
Yeah.
something
Certain
from.
sentiment from.
But nobody can engage with your
Yes.
content. Digital, that is
Whole different story.
the benefit.
Yes.
So use the feedback you're getting,
Yes.
even if it's feedback at the water cooler, to develop your content to be more useful to your audience.
Yeah.
And you'll be surprised where it goes.
And it turns out there's way more to say than you realize.
yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
this question we have had for ages, way before podcasts, everything, because we've been pushing our clients to write blogs and do weekly newsletters and all of that. So you have the same. Like, I don't have enough to say, but again, every business has a blog and they're writing about stuff all the time. You could just sort of use that content. An old trick we used to do and still do is go to websites like you mentioned, the FAQs that your current customers ask, but you can also go to websites like Quora.com. Is it called Answer the Public? I forget the name. There's another website. And you can actually you can look up what questions people
are
in your
asking.
industry or niche
Yeah.
are asking other people. And then you can address your content to that. That's what we use for blog posts because it works well for SEO. But you can do the same. And there's
We should do that for
endless-
this podcast.
We should have.
I'm writing it down.
We should have, but instead we're just rambling on about nonsense that we don't know anything about. No, I'm joking. We could and we should.
Yeah, that's a great tip. I
Yeah.
really love that. Yeah. And I mean, also remember you can address one topic in multiple ways.
Yes.
I've used it to explain in documentary making. We make documentaries, and people go, "Oh, that topic is so done," and then I go, "Have you watched all of the O.J. Simpson documentaries that's come out in the last decade?
Yeah.
They're all
Turns out it's not done.
fantastic,
Yeah.
and they're all completely different.
Very different. Yeah.
And they all speak to very different aspects
Yeah.
of a singular
Yes.
event. And it's incredible to me that there are such talented people out there that can do that. But in a simpler way, we can do the same thing for our FAQs.
Yeah.
Approach it from different customer angles.
Well,
Approach
what
it
I was
from-
just about to say, Carl, is also that although we might feel like our own knowledge is limited, I still think it's valuable sharing it because our experience is unique. And, when you share something that you know, it might be similar to what someone else knows, but you're coming with your own unique perspective, either, industry specific or experience specific. And it's always going to be valuable because no other single person has precisely that.
And you never run out of content really because you also have opinions, unique
Yes.
opinions that are informed by what you know. And
True.
so you can always react to
Yes.
something else someone else says with your knowledge framework as a
knowledge
backing
and
for that.
opinion. Yeah. Okay, so just bringing all of that back, because now we've spoken a lot about the fact that you do know more than you think and you do
Yeah.
have more topics than you realize. Put those down on paper and then what? Batch record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Batch record at a leisurely pace.
At a leisurely pace. So maybe once a month.
manageable- Once a month is great. Well, we
Yeah.
find that every 4 weeks, 5 weeks. We like to work in weeks because months is weird.
Higgledy-piggledy.
But 4 to 5 weeks,
Yes.
schedule it in, put it in the
Yes.
diaries.
Schedule in advance for those execs that are terribly, terribly busy.
Yeah. And adapt to the people that's coming.
Yeah.
I mean, if your exec likes to walk on a set and sit down,
Yes.
schedule it like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
If they like to walk in, just get their thoughts together for 10 minutes in the green room first. Let them do that.
Yeah.
But make it manageable. Don't kill yourself
Yeah.
to try get everything done
Yes.
efficiently or whatever.
Yeah.
The most efficient is the best content.
Yes.
That's what you want. Yeah.
And I think you will find yourself exhausted and you will find yourself with guests who are over it. Energy levels will be low. Content will be poor.
Yeah.
Director will be irritable and so on.
Yeah, and it's another good reason why businesses should outsource the production side of it.
Yeah.
Just purely because this becomes a behemoth after a while and becomes unmanageable unless you're outsourcing it.
Yeah.
So think very carefully about how you're going to spread out this workload, and yeah, do what works.
Right. Guys, thanks for watching. We'd love to hear your questions about putting a podcast together. And if you have suggestions for coming up with content, pop those in the comments as well. Thanks, guys.
Cheers.